Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the very important topics under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, that is Chapter 5, Offences Against Women and Child. So I have divided this chapter into 5 parts. The first one is sexual offences, which is from section 63 to 73. Then the criminal force and assault against women from section 74 to 79. And marriage related offences from section 80 to 87. Miscarriage section 88 to 92. And then offences against child section 93 to 99. And in this particular video, we are going to concentrate only on the first concept, that is the sexual offences. And for this, I have divided this part again into like 4 subtopics. That is, the first one is different types of rape, that is rape, the aggravated rape, child rape, gang rape, and rape which results in vegetative state, etc. And then there are 3 provisions under the sexual intercourse, and after that they have given the punishment for the repeat offenders, and after that there are 2 provisions which is dealing with the confidentiality in the court proceedings. So before moving into each individual sections, watch this video till very end, because at the end of the session I have included MCQ practice question from this exact portion, so you can immediately test how much you understand from section 63 to 73. Okay, so moving to the first section 63, it is the definition of rape is given. So it states that a man is said to commit rape if any of these 4 circumstances happen. The first one is penetration of the penis into the vagina, mouth, urethra or anus of a woman, or makes her to do so with him or any other person. Second one is insertion of any object or any part of the body, not being the penis, into the vagina, the urethra or anus of the woman, or makes her to do so with him or any other person. Third one is manipulating any part of the body of a woman so as to cause the penetration into the same vagina, urethra, anus or any part of the body of such women, or makes her to do so with him or any other person. The fourth one is applying his mouth to the vagina, anus, urethra of a woman, or makes her to do so with him or any other person. So 4 circumstances. The first one is penetration of the penis. Second one is insertion of any object or part of the body other than penis. Third one is manipulation of the body of the women to enable the penetration. Fourth one is applying mouth to the so and so parts of the women. So if these circumstances happens without the consent of the women, only then it is said to be the rape. Okay, so the important thing for rape is it happens without the consent, and it is said to be it happens without consent in the following 7 descriptions. First one, if it is against the will of the woman, or if it is without her consent, it is rape. And the third one says that even if it is with her consent, but if it is obtained, the consent is obtained by some fear of death or hurt upon her or upon any person whom she is interested, then that consent is not a consent. Okay, then the fourth one says that even if it is with the consent, but the consent, if it is obtained by making the women to believe that the man is her husband or lawfully married husband, like that, then that is also amounts to rape. Then the fifth one says that if the consent was obtained from a person who is suffered of unsoundness of mind, or who is under intoxication, or who is unable to understand the nature and consequences of that consent, then that consent will not make it will not make exception for the rape. It is also a rape. Then the sixth one says that if the consent is obtained from a girl under the age of 18 years, then it is also a rape. Then if it is from a person, if it is committed upon a person who is unable to express their consent, then it is also rape. Okay, so this is what provided under the section 63. Then the section 64 is about the punishment for the person will be punished with rigorous imprisonment of either description which shall not be less than 10 years but which may extend to imprisonment for life plus fine. So the minimum punishment is 10 years but it may extend to life imprisonment. Then the subsection 2 is about the aggravated rape. So what is aggravated rape? If the rape which is stated in section 63 is committed by the police officer or a person being a public servant or by a member of the armed forces or staff of jail, remand home or any other place of custody or by the staff of a hospital or by relative, guardian, teacher or a person in a position of trust or authority towards the women, and if it is committed on a woman who is pregnant and committed on a person incapable of, that is committed on a woman incapable of giving consent or committed by a person who is in position of control or dominance over the women, and committed on a woman who is suffering from the mental or physical disability, or committed the rape is committed and it causes grievous bodily harm or even maims or disfigures or endangers the life of a woman, or if it is committed repeatedly on the same woman, that is said to be the aggravated rape, which is provided under 64 subsection 2, and it has separate punishment. That is, the person will be punished with rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not less than 10 years but which may extend to imprisonment for life, but which shall mean imprisonment for the remainder of that person's natural life plus fine. So what differentiate between the ordinary rape and the aggravated rape is, here it is stated that the imprisonment for life means the imprisonment for the remainder of the person's natural life. Hence it makes it the harsher punishment. Okay. Then section 65 is about the child rape, and it divides the child rape into two categories. The first one is rape committed on the child under the 16 years. The second one is on the child under 12 years. So for 16 years the punishment is a rigorous imprisonment for not less than 20 years but which may extend to imprisonment for life, which means imprisonment for the remainder of the person's natural life. But for the 12 years, under 12 years, the punishment of death is added. Okay, so it is making it little harsher. Okay, 20 years extend to imprisonment for life with the fine, with the death also. Then comes the gang rape. Next type is gang rape, provided under section 70. And it also divides the gang rape into two parts. The first one is gang rape committed on person above 18 years. The second one is committed on a child under 18 years. So where a woman is raped by one or more person constituting a group or acting in furtherance of a common intention, each of those persons shall be deemed to have committed the offense of rape, and shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment, which may not less than 20 years but which may extend to imprisonment for life, which means for the remainder of the person's life with fine. So in case if it is under 18 years child, then death punishment is added. Okay, that is why it is made into two categories. Then moving on to the next type of rape, that is the rape which results in the death or results in the persistent vegetative state. So, if rape is committed upon a person and it leads to the death or causes a woman to be in a persistent vegetative state, as that of the Aruna Shenbaga case, then that person shall be punished with 20 years rigorous imprisonment, which may not less than 20 years but which may extend to the imprisonment for life plus death. Okay, so or with death. Hereby we have completed all the different types of rape. Now moving on to the sexual intercourse. The first sexual intercourse is that section 67 says that if the sexual intercourse is committed by a husband upon his wife during the separation, then he shall be punished with imprisonment which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years plus fine. So 7 to 2 to 7 years. Remember this. Then the second type of sexual intercourse is sexual intercourse by a person in authority. That is a person in authority or fiduciary relationship, or by a committed by a public servant, or if it is committed by the superintendent or manager of a jail, remand home, or other any place of custody, or on a person on the management of a hospital or a staff of a hospital, then that is said to be the sexual intercourse by person in authority, and it shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment, which shall not less than 5 years, which may extend to 10 years. So 5 to 10 years. Then moving on to the next type, that is sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. So what is deceitful means? Means inducement for or giving false promise of employment or promotion, or false promise of marrying by suppressing the identity. By these means, if there is some sexual intercourse, then it is not a rape, but it is the sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. For this, the punishment is straight away 10 years and plus with fine. Okay, so that is provided in section 69. So from 67 there is sexual intercourse. 1667 is by the husband upon the women during the separation. The punishment is 2 to 7 years. The 68 is sexual intercourse by the person in authority, that is 5 to 10 years punishment. For this 69 is intercourse by employing deceitful means, for which the punishment is which may extend to 10 years. Then moving on to the next part, that is punishment for the repeat offenders, which is provided under section 71. It says that if a person is already convicted for the offense punishable under section 64, that is ordinary rape, section 65, that is the child rape, then section 66, that is vegetative state, then section 70, that is gang rape. Section 64 also contains the aggravated rape. So for that, the punishment is straight away to the imprisonment for life, which means imprisonment for the remainder of the person's natural life, or even it can be death. So there is no minimum punishment as that of 10 years or 7 years. It is straight away life imprisonment, or even it can be a death. Okay, then moving on to the last part, that is the confidentiality part. Section 72 and 73 deals with that. It says that whoever prints or publishes the name or any matter which may make known the identity of the person against whom the offense under these sections has been committed, he shall be punished with an imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years. So newspapers should not disclose the identity of the victim. So it always says that name is changed, victim name is changed. So in case somebody reveals that, that person shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 2 years plus fine. Then the second section is section 73. It says that whoever prints or publishes any matter in relation to the proceeding before the court without the permission of the court shall be punished with an imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years. The same punishment for these two sections. Okay, hereby we are ending all the sexual offences. Now we'll do a practice question. Arrange the following provisions in the correct order of their appearance in the BNS section wise. First one is sexual intercourse by a person in authority, gang rape, disclosure of identity of victim of certain offences, then punishment for rape, then rape. So for this we need to know about the sections, consent section. Section 68 deals with sexual intercourse by person in authority. Gang rape is section 70, disclosure is section 72, punishment for rape 64, and rape is 63. So the correct order is E, D, A, B, C. That is option 4. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel and give a like. Thank you.